Hello kids! Are you interested about the story of Little Red Riding Hood? But before that, let me introduce myself first. By the way, I am Atisha, who will tell you about the story of Little Riding Hood. So, are you ready to listen about the story? I can't hear you. Are you ready to listen about our story? Okay, let's start. This is the story of Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, there was a little girl who lived in a village near the forest. Whenever she went out, the little girl wore a red riding cloth made by her grandma, so everyone in the village called her Little Red Riding Hood. One morning, her mother asked her if she could go to visit her grandmother because she is really sick. Her mother packed a nice basket for Little Riding Hood to take to her grandmother. When the basket was ready, the little girl put her red cloak and kissed her mother goodbye. Remember, go straight to Grandma's house, her mother cautioned. Don't dawdle along the way, please don't talk to strangers. The woods are dangerous. But when Little Riding Hood noticed some lovely flowers in the woods, she forgot her promise to her mother. She picked a few flowers. But suddenly, the wolf appeared beside her. What are you doing out here, little girl? The wolf asked in a voice as friendly as he could muster. I'm on my way to see my grandma, who lives through the forest near the brook, Little Red Riding Hood replied. Then she realized how late she was and quickly excused herself, rushing down the path to her grandma's house. The wolf, in the meantime, took a shortcut. The wolf let himself in. Poor Granny did not have time to say another word before the wolf gobbled her up. The wolf let out a satisfied burp and then poked through Granny's wardrobe to find a nightgown that he liked. He added a frilly sleeping cap and for good measure dabbed some of Granny's perfume behind his pointy ears. A few minutes later, Red Riding Hood knocked on the door. The wolf jumped into the bed and pulled the covers over his nose. "Grandmother, what big ears you have!" said Little Red Riding Hood as she edged closer to the bed. "The better to hear you, my dear," replied the wolf. "But grandmother, what big eyes you have!" said Little Red Riding Hood. "The better to see you, my dear. Come closer." "But grandmother, what big teeth you have!" "The better to eat you, my dear," roared the wolf, and he leaped out of the bed and began to chase the little girl. Almost too late, Little Red Riding Hood realized that the person in the bed was not her grandmother, but a hungry wolf. A woodsman who was chopping logs nearby heard her cry and ran towards the cottage as fast as he could. He grabbed the wolf and made him spit out the poor grandmother, who was a bit frazzled by the wolf experience, but still in one piece. The wolf ran as fast as he could and a little out of breath from running. From now on, Little Red Riding Hood learned never speak to strangers or dawdle in the forest again. The end.